Large protests against the war in Gaza took place across Israel yesterday as the government's security cabinet met, but it's understood no major decisions were made and the latest ceasefire proposal wasn't discussed. However, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio is to meet with Israel's foreign minister today as Donald Trump chairs a large meeting in the White House to discuss a plan for Gaza once the war is over. His special envoy confirmed the plans last night as he hit out at Hamas.
There's been a deal on the table for the last 6 or 7 weeks that would have released 10 of the hostages out of the 20 who we think are alive. And it was Hamas who slow-played that process, and it is Hamas now who's saying we accept that deal. And I think in large part they're saying that and changing their mind because the Israelis are putting some very intense pressure on them.
However, Qatar, which is trying to broker a ceasefire, says Israel hasn't responded to the latest proposal and the US hasn't sent a team back to the talks, raising concerns amongst those with inside knowledge of their relationship.
Israel is completely isolated and under international siege in terms of ending the war, with a conspicuous absence of the US. So basically, Israel is ignoring Britain, ignoring Canada, ignoring France, ignoring China, ignoring the European Union, ignoring everyone, and hinges or is dependent only not on the US, but on the whims of one person, Donald Trump. And that, as we know, that is a fickle thing to be dependent on.
Early this morning, a series of explosions were seen as Israel moves forward with plans for an offensive into Gaza City, as the UN says the famine in the region is already claiming lives of ordinary people, more than 500,000 of whom are facing starvation and preventable deaths. It's urging Israel to lift the blockades that can see it take up to 20 hours for a single aid collection to be completed.
I really am terrified to think how bad and how much worse it can get unless something is done very, very urgently.
Those starving also having to deal with bombardments on medical facilities where they're being treated, such as the one on Nasser Hospital on Monday, which also claimed the lives of 5 journalists. Nicole Gernon, Virgin Media News.